Welcome back, everyone. I am Friar Tuck, and this is my hobo tutorial for this week. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories of a couple of guys that I met around here. Okay, so what the topic of today is like when you're camping in a group, how do you choose your sleeping spot? How do you camp? There is certain things that you need to do to just kind of set yourself up for safety, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. All right, and this is something that I can't really show you, but I can kind of help you understand. And then I'm going to tell you some stories of a couple of the gentlemen with the group that I'm camping with, and they're kind of what inspired this to begin with. Okay, so let's say you get in with a group of people, and that group of people decide that to sleep like under a bridge, like what we're doing because of the rain. And then when it's not raining, we all sleep in a group over in another area. Now, you want to sleep in a group, if you can, of people that you can deal with being around. And I'm a stoner. Stoners and drunks tend to get along because they still have their soul. And so you're going to sleep in a group for safety. But sometimes when you get into an area and you kind of crowd, or you're not able to kind of spread yourself out, you need to start thinking about logistics. If these guys get rowdy and you have the main group, it's over there, probably about 200 feet from me, and I'm sleeping away from them, partly because there's no room over there, but also because I could have slept in there, but it would have been too close and it would have kind of encroached. You kind of got to realize that you need to keep certain distances and certain space away from people, and you should never allow yourself to get painted into a corner. And that's essentially why I moved over here. Not only that, if they ever get rowdy and things ever go bad, and the cops are called, well, you're off away from them, so you're not caught up in it. So if you are going to be an upstanding citizen and just lay down and go to sleep, get up, pack up, and get out, leave no trace, well then you also want to make sure that they understand that you're far enough away from it that you're not part of the shenanigans. So when they come up and they tell you to move, they're not going to be so mean about it because they realize that you're off to the side and you're not part of all of that. And so that plays into how you're treated out here. And if they notice that you're not really, when there are groups like that get out of control, that you're off to the side, when they see you, they'll start to recognize you if you stay in an area long enough. And that will work into your benefit because they'll see you, and after a while they may just leave you alone because they know you're not going to cause any trouble. You just happen to be around a group of people that happen to be getting in trouble, but you're sleeping in a group. And that's just one of the things that you have to do. So you should always stay off to the side a little bit, away from everyone. Also, you need to make sure that you stay away from places, because like in a city, because they turn off, or because of a few junkies that want to overdose in a bathroom, and then you've got some super crazies that go in there and do some weird stuff in the bathroom. You've got a few people that disrupt public bathrooms and public restrooms for everyone. If the average homeless person were allowed to go into a bathroom, they would be a lot more respectful about it. It's those that are deep into the addiction, those few that get through, that end up getting us put in the situation that we're in, as far as the way that we're perceived by society. Not to mention the media hits against the homeless. I just read one the other day about the library where they're complaining about the homeless in the library, and it's just a way to fan the flames. But out here, since we can't go use a bathroom, now there's some porta potties way down the way, but it's cold at night and nobody's going to go run way down the way. You don't really want to leave or walk very far from your gear when you got to get up and use the bathroom. So when you're picking a camping spot, you might want to think about something like that, especially if you end up getting up in the middle of the night and using the bathroom. Okay, so these are some things that you might want to think, but You also want to sleep away from that area where they use the bathroom. If it's a group that you join after it's already been formed, kind of like I have, you find out where they use the bathroom so that you can kind of stay away from those areas and still camp away. Okay, it's not only for your safety, but it kind of keeps you out of the group. Even if you were camping out in the woods, or if you were, on trail or whatever you're doing with people, this should be something that you add as far as like how you choose your sleeping arrangements, where you go, what it is that you do, so on and so forth. Okay, so to tell you a couple of stories about a couple of gentlemen that I met out here. So they're both a couple of drunks. One of them was during the lockdowns was engaged to get married, and that got put on hold because of lockdowns. And the girl that he was about to marry walked away with almost $200,000 and just never to be found again. And so he's collecting a check. He works out here. He pays for his own stuff, and he's able to save money. I don't know what he's saving for. I think he's waiting to get in because he's a veteran. But from what I hear, like the veteran rehousing program really doesn't work. Not here. People have been waiting a year plus just to be able to get some sort of housing. And considering that was they're the panda bear for the homeless crisis, it just you would think that they would have a lot better services, but I guess they don't. So anyways, you got that, and then the other gentleman, him and his sister, I think, were renting a place, and their payee was ripping them off. And now it's both their first time homeless. Both of these guys, I don't know what happened to the sister. I think the sister passed away. But now they're both homeless for the first time as adults. One for the first time in their entire life. One was homeless for a short period of time when they were a juvenile. And just like, I guess, the learning experience and stuff like that they've gone through, it is been something for them. But they like me because they say I don't do any drugs, and I'm not a drunk or anything else like that, even though they know what it is that I do. They're like, yeah, everybody does that. We're not worried about that. They like the fact that in their eyes out here, I'm as close to clean and sober as you're gonna get. Because even the super crazies, they're not doing the dope because the medication that they're getting has got them higher than anything they can buy out here on the streets. So even the super crazies are high. I've seen one lady, when she's been banded up, she just sits there and just stares off into space and doesn't even see or hear you or anything else like that. She tried to make up an excuse, but I know that I kind of know a little bit about her to kind of know that was her meds that just completely zoned out. Didn't even know anybody or anything was going on around her. I even kind of like went and kind of tried to get her attention, and she didn't even know I was there. So, but that's what the super crazies, and some of them can't be housed for various reasons. Before I leave Cincinnati, I want to introduce you to a lady named Amber. Amber, she is retarded is the easiest way to say it. She's mentally challenged. I don't know what the exact word is, but for the PC crowd. But she says, she's like, I'm stupid, I'm slow. I'm like, okay, that's what you say you are then. All right, and every time I see her, because she's always, you got a cigarette? And so every time I see her, she doesn't even have to ask me. I just walk up to her and always give her a cigarette because I kind of have a soft spot for her. She walks a little funny. But she's also, I think other people watch out for her. And people like that, they do have people within the community that watch out for them because they know that they're slow and just in their own way, because of whatever background they may have, this might be their one good thing that they do. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.